you are watching the Savera and I am Shudha. India's merchants light imports from Russia fell sharply in January 2026, according to trade data cited by multiple media reports. Total imports dropped around 40% compared with the same month last year, falling from $4.81 billion in January 2025 to $2.86 billion. Analysts say that the main factor behind this decline is a steep reduction in Russian crude oil purchases, which account for roughly 80% of India's imports from Russia. Industry estimates indicate that crude oil shipments in January were valued at approximately 2.3 billion or less, highlighting the heavy impact of energy trade on the overall decline. Other imports from Russia, such as coal, fertilizers, iron products, newsprint, pulses, and precious stones, have remained relatively stable but are too small to offset the drop in crude purchases. The reduction in Russian crude imports has been gradual rather than sudden. After the outbreak of the Ukraine conflict, India had ramped up purchases of discounted Russian oil, taking advantage of lower prices amid Western sanctions on Moscow. However, this trend shifted in mid-2025 when the United States imposed punitive tariff on Indian goods, effectively penalizing India for continuing to buy Russian oil. In response to this economic pressure, India refiners began cutting back on Russian crude. For example, Reliance Industries, India's largest private refiner, reportedly did not expect any Russian crude deliveries in January. Other refiners also scaled down purchases to avoid higher costs and trade penalties. Analysts believe this trend may continue in the coming months as refiners increasingly look to diversify their crude sources. Countries such as Venezuela, the United States, and Middle Eastern suppliers are emerging as alternative options for Indian refiners seeking more cost-effective or geopolitically aligned oil supplies. This shift forms part of a broader strategy by India to reduce dependence on Russian crude while balancing trade negotiations and geopolitical considerations. Meanwhile, recent moves by the US government to lower some punitive tariffs may help ease trade tensions and support India's position in international markets. The reduction of tariffs could also influence India's import patterns in the coming months, providing refiners with more flexibility in sourcing oil from multiple regions. The sharp decline in Russian imports, particularly crude oil, underscores the interconnected nature of energy, trade, and geopolitics. As India navigates these dynamics, the country is actively adjusting its energy sourcing strategy while maintaining a balance between domestic supply needs, international relations, and economic priorities. Stay tuned with us for more updates. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe the channel.